What is up, everyone? See if anybody's out there. I'm looking at my channel on my other device to get a warm, fuzzy feeling. That this is live. Why does that all say live? Now it says like all my videos that I've ever recorded were live. That's weird. Haha, there's my old banner from that I tried to do with Nye. Okay, there's a banner. All right, I have to turn David McCallum off here. You guys do know that David McCallum, the actor, actually wrote this song called The Edge, which has been sampled like a million times. David McCallum from the original Mission Impossible, I believe. I know him from the original Outer Limits, an episode of the remake, and he's on one of those cop shows, NCIS or something. Still living. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's my thumbnail that I put in. Getting the hang of this. Okay, you can't see that. You can't see that. Give it another minute. Yeah, when I did my stream with Nye, I tried to do it on this device, and I was 20 minutes late. I was very irritated about that, and I had to switch to my iPad. It was kind of a disaster. Oh, Neon Black Reviews. What's up, Neil? How's it going? What I'm going to do, Neil, I have the house to myself. I'm just going to show some of my recent pickups from Hamilton Books and Dollar Tree. And that's pretty much it. If you want to come on, Neil, I think I put the link there. If you want to just click on it and come on, that would be fine. Just kind of a random stream. It's kind of my last big Dollar Tree haul for a while, only because I've been cutting back. I've been saying that for a long time, or actually I've been thinking that. You guys don't know. But due to stress levels, I was hitting the Dollar Trees. And, as a matter of fact, today I had to take off to take care of some business. And even though I kind of found out I had to go see a lawyer today, not a big deal, just kind of routine. But, a lot of the stress is gone. It's not gone, but I just kind of have a clear idea of what I need to do now. So I'm just kind of unwinding here. The movies are now $1.25. Guys, Tony, if you guys know Tony's House of Horrors, he does a lot of Dollar Tree hauls. He says $1.25. The $1.25 store. He says it every single time. Okay, no problem, Neil. No problem. We're gonna have to do something eventually, Neil. And that I was answering Sophie's retro reviews question. Thank you for popping in. Yeah, Neil, we'll have to do something recently. The reason I started watching like your videos in a space, like I mean, obviously I see you in the Night Watch Zone comments, and I was like, wait a minute, am I subscribed to Neil? And I thought I was, but I guess I wasn't. So that's why I've been catching up on all your videos. Anyway, let's do the Hamilton books first. I had to start with this one. This is a Wild Eye releasing film, Death to Metal. Our friend Patrick from Have Cheatable View interviewed the director of this, Tim Connery. I thought this movie was a blast. It was a lot of fun. If you like heavy metal, it's a good movie for you. It's not perfect, but it's always entertaining. I love that the artwork is different. It comes with a poster. It's just funny. I mean, if you like, especially if you like extreme metal, like black metal, there's lots of in jokes about the names of bands and things like that. There's the one band is called Grandma Incinerator, and there's a couple actors in there, Alex Stein and Grace Mellon. They have such good chemistry, and he's a metalhead and she's not, but she's like his friend, and he gets fired from being the singer of the band, so they go to this metal festival, and she calls the band Grandma's Refrigerator because she doesn't know metal, and he's explaining heavy metal to her. It's really funny. Yes, Neil, Deathgasm. See, like what I want to do is I want to make a shelf of like this and Deathgasm, and there's a handful of other movies. I've got one downstairs that's an Australian movie from about 10 years ago about a road trip to see a rock concert that looks like it could go on there. Hey, Al, Grandma Incinerator sounds like a trauma movie. Actually, now that you mentioned it, what happens in this movie is this hooded figure, there's a priest who gets toxic waste dumped on him, and it kind of reminds me of Toxic Avenger. Now, you see his face is ugly in his hands, and he puts on this vestment that you see explained in the beginning of the film, and he goes on a killing spree. He's going on these rants about the evils of like heavy metal music in the beginning. And anyway, it reminded me a little bit of Toxic Avenger. It never goes that over the top. And then there's a while in there where the story of these two young people kind of almost takes over. But the character here who is going on a killing spree, he never really goes away. And then at the end, he goes on a real killing spree at the heavy metal concert. And it's just fun. Your other half is a drummer. Awesome. He loves yeah. Metal and horror, they go so well together. There's so much good metal out there. It's not what everyone thinks, and I like drumming and drummers. I was listening to Metal Church today. They had a great drummer back in the day. Anyway, hey, Bones. Yeah, Toxie, exactly. It's kind of like a Toxie. I mean, they don't really go all out with the makeup. They have them covered up most of the time, but it was a lower budgeted film, and they did what they could do. And then at the end, there's some really fun kills. But some of the dialogue was I thought was fantastic. Anyway, I'm a huge anthology fan. So at Hamilton Books, they have random seasons. So this is season 2, Tales from the Dark Side. My son came home from college the other day. We watched the first one, which was called The Impressionist. And it wasn't one of the best ones. I didn't remember it. A lot of them are, let's be fair, this was lower budgeted show. Some of them are okay. Metal Church's first album, Neil. Oh my gosh. Do I love that. Every song is perfect. Every single song. I was crushed when Mike Howe passed away. I was so happy when he came back, and then I was crushed when he passed away. David Wayne was the singer of the first album, of course, but I'm just saying that, I followed him throughout the years. So Tales from the Dark Side. It doesn't have the one, I don't even know what the episode's called, the one with Fritz Weaver and the Tom Savini little creature. That would have been a good one to show my son. And my other son, because we just saw Creepshow together. So he would have, he knows who Fritz Weaver is from that. Anyway, and then I got this 4-movie collection. Okay. What I like about it, there's 4 different each, it's got the hinges here. Each movie has its own DVD, is what I'm saying, or Blu-ray. Excuse me. What I'm saying is they're not all crammed on the one. I've seen all of these. We've got Pet Sematary, A Quiet Place, Crawl, and Overlord. I've seen them all, but the Pet Sematary remake. For those of you that watch some of my older videos, I used to have the poster behind me. I got the poster from work, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm eager to see it. I've heard mixed things, but I've heard some pretty good things by people I trust. And the other three movies I really like. Overlord was fantastic. Metal Church, they were like an early thrash metal band, like way back in the Metallica type era, possibly preceding Metallica. I believe James Hetfield was a fan of the singer David Wayne, the original singer. Yeah, the same week as Joey Jordison. That was like a shitty week. Damn it. I'll have to show off my Mike Howe album I got from, I think that came from oldies.com. It was a 1 of 300 best of Mike Howe album. I have showed it off in a video, but I'll show it off again sometime. And then I got, I had 3 of these in my cart. Twilight Zone Season 2. Okay. Kenny from Kenny Jones from Kenny's Reviews sent me a message and said, "Hey, Mr. Dan, they got the Twilight Zone back in the Hamilton, back on Hamilton Books." They didn't have season 1. They had random seasons. I had 3 seasons in my cart, and this is the only one that showed up. I guess I waited too long. I'm not sure. And the other 2 are just circled. So I don't know if that means they're back ordered or not, or I'm just not getting them. But I was cool with that. I mean, I pick up stuff like that as I can find them. And yes, the price was very good. Then I got a show that I never watched. Also very cheap. We have a 40th anniversary collector's edition of the Wild West. Okay. So each disc has 1 or 2 seasons. Or excuse me, each disc has 1 or 2. Each case has 1 or 2 discs. And never watched it. I thought it might be interesting. I'm getting, old TV is like kind of comforting to me. And I actually, over the years, have really grown to like Ross Martin, who apparently was the sidekick on this. He was a really good actor. He's Jack Klugman's acting coach. He was guest starred in a lot of shows. He was in an episode of Night Gallery that was really good, one of my favorite ones. And that's what I got from Hamilton Books. Here's what I got from the Dollar Tree. Oh, Glam Rock. Oh, yeah, Dusty Hill. Yeah, that was, yep. Yeah, I think that was right around that. T-Rex. Oh, cool. That's cool, Sophie. Oh, boy. The Hole, from the director of Gremlins and Small Soldiers, Joe Dante. I knew nothing about this. This came out in 2009, so sadly, I think Joe Dante has trailed off. I know I saw one of his films he did with, I forget the name of the young man. He's no longer with us. He died in that horrible accident. Gosh, this is getting to be a depressing stream. Anyway, another one of his somewhat more recent movies. Oh, The Hole is good. Good, Bones. Good. And that movie was okay, but not great. It wasn't like old Joe Dante, I mean, I don't think people hold Joe Dante quite on like a John Carpenter type level. I mean, The Howling, Piranha, Gremlins. I like him. I like him as a person. He's a cool guy, but I wish these older guys, I just wish they'd have 1 or 2 more good ones to crank out. I don't know if we're going to get that from Joe Dante. Next, I got some historical type films. In Dubious Battle. James Franco. A lot of people in here. Ed Harris. And it's directed by James Franco. and it's a John Steinbeck adaptation. I don't know. Actually, so it's not really historical. It's from literature. John Steinbeck, Grapes of Wrath. Yeah, wait, which one was that, Neil? Joe Dante directed the worst episode of Masters of Horror. I think, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, here's Masters of Horror. You got an hour. You got about an hour. If you want to make it 45 minutes, fine. If you want to make it an hour and 10 minutes, fine. You got that flexibility. You can do anything you want. So in theory, every one of those episodes should have been knocked out of the park. And, a lot of them were not great. Oh, Cigarette Burns. That was a pretty good one, I think. Yeah. I have to go back and rewatch those. There was definitely some good ones. I mean, Homecoming. Yeah, okay. I remember that. Yeah. I didn't like that one. The case is chewed up a little bit, as you get from the Dollar Tree. First Man, starring Ryan Gosling, where he plays Neil Armstrong. I've always been interested in the space program. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. At the bottom it says Godzilla, Rey des Monstres. A lot of times they have Spanish language. A lot of times it's only, actually, we'll get to that in a minute. I think I have one that's only Spanish. But, I saw this in the theater with my son. We've seen most of the MonsterVerse movies in the theater and together. And I like it for $1.25. Now, speaking of another historical movie, this one is interesting. Hero on the Front. This is a Portuguese film about the 75,000 Portuguese soldiers who fought in World War I in defense of the Western Front. And it's about this guy here, Aníbal Milhais, who was some kind of a war hero. So it's, it's like a last stand kind of a thing. So, I mean, hey, Casey, what's up? Hey, I just showed Godzilla. Did you see that? Godzilla, King of the Monsters. There you go. Got us some kaiju if Casey's in the chat. A lot of times if I see a movie like this from Dollar Tree and I don't know anybody's name or anything about it, I pass on it. But I don't know. I don't know anything about the Portuguese involvement in World War I, and I've read a crap ton about World War I, so that should be interesting. This one I had in my hand a couple times. I never got it. Wes and Echo Cerro and I Am the Ice Lord, Wes, they were joking around about this although I can't really talk because this is the worst haircut I've gotten in modern times. There's way too much hair on this side. Oh, great clips. They're not good. I gotta find somewhere else. But anyway, not as bad as that haircut. John Travolta, The Fanatic, directed by Fred Durst, which I find interesting, of Limp Bizkit. Okay. I've got, speaking of heavy metal, if I see a movie that's directed by someone involved with heavy metal, I usually get it. That could be like a deciding factor. I actually have Officer Down there in my office that was directed by Clown, Sean Crahan from Slipknot. That was like the deciding factor in me getting that. Now, why someone hasn't thought of coming up with like an anthology film, right? Which is about heavy metal, where you have the 3 or 4 segments, each one being directed by somebody like Fred Durst or Sean Crahan or Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, or that other person's name that directed those 2 Halloween movies. Rob Zombie. I mean, I'll say it, but I'm the only one here, but usually when his name comes up, there's a 25-minute discussion from people about how bad he is or how good he is. Sophie, I have not seen that. I need to see that Rockstar from 2001, based loosely on when Tim Ripper Owens took over for Rob Halford of Judas Priest. That's my understanding. If anyone knows anything about that, let me. If that's true, let me know. But I actually like some of the Tim Ripper songs from that era, and that sounds very interesting. I got to see that. I missed that. That's one of those ones for 20 years. I've been saying I need to go back and watch that. Oh, I've heard that movie that Danzig directed recently was not great. But has he only directed the one? I don't know. Jason Statham. Okay, this is another Jason Statham remake that I've gotten. I've actually only seen the Bronson Mechanic somewhat recently, about a year ago. They put a lot of Charles Bronson movies free on YouTube. So this is a remake. Jason Statham, Ben Foster. Ben Foster's playing the role that Jan Michael Vincent played in the original. He's also, I showed The Killer Elite a while ago. I think he's in the remake of that. Veronica. Veronica. It was a rough watch, says Casey. Yeah. Yikes. Didn't really have a desire to see this when it was on, but I picked it up. Get Shorty, season 1. This is the TV series. One of the deciding factors was this has, I don't know how big of a role, this has Sean Bridgers in it. He was the father in that movie, The Woman, and also the kidnapper / rapist in that movie. I think it was called The Room, about the guy that kidnaps the woman, and then she has his baby, and he's got her locked up in a shed, and finally they escape. And then he was also in the movie Jugface. He can play a very good creepy guy, like a guy that kind of looks normal, but is a little off and creepy. And I don't know how big of a role he has, but I might take a look at that eventually. Oh, wow. Tim Owens at a show with Iced Earth. I love Iced Earth. Yeah, Iced Earth is awesome. Yeah, I love the album Horror Show. But that's cool that you met him. That's cool. Yeah, I was borderline on this one, but I picked it up. Distorted with Christina Ricci and John Cusack. Echo Bridge. When did this come out? Oh, it got a Canadian tax credit. It's a Canadian film. 86 minutes. Don't know when it came out. 2018. So it's a couple that moves into a luxury apartment, and it's like, kind of seen this before, I think. Maybe with a little bit of an update. And they've got all kinds of sort of cyber security, and it's got an ultra modern design, but there may be some kind of brainwashing of the residents there. Kind of seen that a few times before. Oh, okay, yeah, this great cover on this. Lured. Echo Bridge film, directed by David Lee. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so on the back it says David Lee. Up here it says Dawai Lee. So I guess Dawai Lee is his Chinese name. I'm guessing. All right, this guy starts an online romance with a woman that he meets in Asia, which is kind of vague. After weeks of chatting, he flies there to meet her in person and take in some scenery. After his arrival in her isolated home, he begins to notice strange happenings. I guess Jason never watched any horror movies. Soon he finds out that Kate lured him to the village for a sinister reason. Come on now. Whoa, that's really cool. Wait a minute. So Sophie, your other half, used to do an Iced Earth podcast with members of the band. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. That is cool. Podcast and Stone. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. That is awesome. That is cool. Very cool. Yeah. it's a shame kind of what happened in recent events as far as the band goes, but I won't really go into detail about that. But I know they had some lineup changes over the years, and they put out a lot of good stuff. It's a lot of horror themed stuff. I've got their one Civil War. It's like a CD and DVD with a little booklet about their like Civil War trilogy. It's pretty cool. All right. Oh, okay. Here we go. We have an icon of martial arts here. Okay. Blood Money. I'm not talking about Pitbull. Zhang Lu, Pitbull, and Gordon Liu. Gordon Liu, of course, from Pulp Fiction. I mean, yes, Pulp Fiction. Pai Wei or Wei Pai. Pai Wei, I think. Dozens upon dozens of martial arts films, to his credit, going back to the 70s, of course. All fight sequences are done without stuntmen or CGI. Real fighting, real action, real contact. Okay? Somebody called this guy here the next Bruce Lee, but I can't tell because it's covered up by the sticker. And you guys know that the struggle to get the sticker off is real. Right? It's real. Kill Bill. Right? Am I right? Wait a minute. The flashback when Uma Thurman got trained, right? That was the second one, correct? Yeah, that's Gordon Liu. Yeah. Anyway, who cares about the plot? They say it's all real stunts and so forth. Oh, more martial arts. Maybe more like action, but it's got to have some martial arts because Scott Adkins and Christian Slater. Christian Slater does not look too bad there. I mean, I think he's aging pretty well. Oh, I said Pulp Fiction. Okay, I said Pulp Fiction. All right, yeah. All right. Yeah, I thought maybe I messed that up. You know, from the Dollar Tree, you get the flimsiest cases ever. Most of the time. Sometimes you get some pretty good ones. And just that's all you get. Okay, a man crosses into Mexico with $2 million in cash, and he wants to live out his remaining days. Then he becomes under attack from corrupt cops, gangsters, and desperados. He must push back his retirement plans, lock and load, and save sleepy El Fronteras, that's the town he's in, with a dazzling display of spectacular gunfights. So, okay, I guess it's more of a gunfight movie. Oh, Michael Jai White is in this. That's okay. Maybe he's in one of these little pictures. How are you not gonna have Michael Jai White on here? He might just be guest starring or something. Christian Slater was in an episode of The Willow Show. I'm not sure what that is, but I like him. He was also, he played himself on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. That was hilarious. He was at a party with Larry, and Larry's like, Christian Slater's hogging the dip. And he confronts him about it. And Christian Slater's like, the dip is here to be eaten. And he's just like shoveling it in his mouth. It was pretty funny. But apparently, Scott Adkins in John Wick 4 is like fat. Have you guys seen the pictures? He's like fat. I mean, like, I don't quite get that, but I'm happy he's in it. He needs to be in a John Wick movie. I thought, he needs a vehicle where he's like the main guy. I like old movies. One of these super thin ones. Oh, okay. So they made a show. Of course they made a show. They made a show about everything. Cool. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. Willow. Right. Don't Trust Your Husband, starring Fred MacMurray. Old school comedy romance. They're burning the scandal at both ends. Fred MacMurray from My Three Sons, was on when I was a kid. He was actually like one of the leading men in Hollywood. Biggest box office draws, though, for a couple years there. So, I got another copy of this. Oh, here we go. Let's compare. Yeah, wow. It's the same. This is a copy of The Last Dragon my brother got me for Christmas many years ago, which I kept in the plastic. This is one I got from the Dollar Tree. I thought this would be like a cheaper copy. It looks to be exactly the same. Oh my gosh. There you go. $14.99. If that's what my brother paid for, I think he did. $1.25. Crazy. You mean in the new John Wick movie, Bones? Yeah, well, some comic book shit. Yeah, yeah. I actually just got caught up on John Wick. I'd seen the first one soon after it came out, but I only recently watched 2 and 3, like about maybe in December. I watched 2 and 3, and they had some good people in it. Mark Dacascos and Common were very good. Wow, that's really funny. I mean, they are exactly the same. It's crazy. Well, hopefully it's okay. We'll see. I know they have Donnie Yen in there too. Hopefully they give Donnie Yen something to do. Oh, Wild Eye. Get ready. Wild Eye. Couldn't help myself. Ouija Geist. A lot of fun to be had here. Impressive camera work. The score is striking. Says Dark Eyes of London. After renting a new apartment, a single mom finds a spirit board buried in her backyard, which conjures up ghosts of a group of evil entities that haunt her and her family. A local priest is enlisted to help her, but put these souls to rest forever before they break free and create hell on earth. You probably could have written that. Who knows? Could be fun. Ouija Geist. I haven't done a Wild Eye Wednesday in a long time. I really need to get back to it. I kind of have a backlog. I got to be on. Oh, another one. No, not another one. Okay. I got to be honest with you. Some of the if it's a Wild Eye movie no one's ever heard of, I get like 20 views on it sometimes. But I mean, it is what it is. I do enjoy them. Oh, Avengement. Bones. Avengement is awesome. Avengement is amazing. That is a great movie. There you go. That's a great like vehicle for him. That should have been like bigger. I mean, I watched the final fight in that like 27 times. It's amazing. Close Range. I have not seen that. I'll definitely check that out. That's the problem with he's in a lot of movies, Scott Adkins, and it's he's usually pretty good. I mean, I have to say, but the movies themselves sometimes maybe not the greatest, but I know there's some good ones out there. Oh, Undisputed. Yeah. I haven't seen all of them, to be honest with you. I need to go back and watch those. I did get the little thing is broken. That's why it just fell out. Oh, I didn't even show it yet. I did get Ninja and Ninja 2 from Dollar Tree. It's like a double pack Blu Ray a while back. I was very psyched to see that. I enjoyed the heck out of those. Those were good. Oh boy. Clown Town. I feel like some of you guys have reviewed this. They'll rip your funny bone. Rip out your funny bone. It says tickle, but then they have it crossed out. It says rip out your funny bone. Clown Town. A must-see for fans of killer clown movies. Okay, a group of friends are stranded in an abandoned town, seemingly, and find themselves stalked by a violent gang of psychopaths dressed as clowns. There you go. Okay. Oh, I'm almost at the end here. So this is like a documentary, I guess. BBC. A lot of BBC stuff showing up at Dollar Tree. I guess this is the covers in French. It's all in French on the back. Hopefully there's an option to watch in English, or it's subtitled in English. 4 discs. Les Grandes Adventures de la Vie. Terre. Sorry, I butchered that, I'm sure. Clown Town is good. Awesome. Seized is good. Okay, good. Yeah, I got to go back and find these. Okay, yeah. Someone kidnaps his kid to make him do some stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's a nature documentary, you know. I mean, it's 4 discs too. So look at that. So I used to watch a lot of nature documentaries back in the day. Here's one I probably would have passed on. Cerebrum. It's got like a generic sci-fi kind of a name. Have You Backed Up Your Brain? Stars Christian James, Alexis Lemire, and the reason I got it, James Russo. I've always liked James Russo. He was in Donnie Brasco. He was in a movie called China Girl, Abel Ferrara movie way back in the day. But doing experiments because he needs money. Even though he has a frosty relationship with his father, he's helping him with his illegal memory experiments. Yeah, it's a sci-fi thingy. I don't know. Could be good. I feel like I've gotten like a similar film from Dollar Tree like 10 times. You know what? Bones, I don't even back up my computers. I mean, how am I going to back up my brain? You know, my brother and I we went out to get lunch and a beer today. We were talking about stuff, and I was trying to remember somebody that co-starred with the Three Stooges. Bear with me here. And you know, like 10 years ago, we would have known that. And we're just looking at each other. And he said, "There's too much room in my brain." He's like, "There's not enough room in my brain anymore." And I know exactly what he means. Hey, what's up, Kenny? Kenny, I just showed I showed my Hamilton books haul already. I had 3 of these in my cart, and I only got this one. So I guess I waited too long. I only got season 2. Kenny sent me a message, everybody, that Kenny's Movie Palace lives close to me, actually. That Hamilton Books had a couple of these seasons, and like I waited a little bit too long, but I'm happy to get one. I've got like a best of. Yeah, the only other. Oh wait. I grabbed Outer Limits by mistake. That's like my anthology little section up there. Yeah, I mean, I got this one. I think I got this from Oldies a while ago. It's a best of, so it's got 4 random episodes, but obviously, rather have the seasons. You know what? I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Neil. I'm the same way too. I can remember the most random stuff from like decades ago. Sometimes I forget, but I can remember which movie I saw with which child. So I have these like different bonds with my kids. Like we saw this movie together. Like Allison and I saw Casablanca, but Amanda and I saw Chariots of Fire together, and Allison and I saw Umbrellas of Cherbourg, which she has no recollection of, but I know we saw it together, and things like that. Anyway, yeah, this one looks. Here, I'll read it to you guys. Okay, bear with me here. Del productor de Hue, Feliz Dia de tu Muerte y la Noche de la Expiación, Máquina Asesina. I can't even. What is this? I know this in English, but I don't know. I know a lot of people like this. What is this called? What was this called in English, guys? Help me out here. What was this called? Anybody? I'm trying to take the plastic off. Makina, the machine. Doesn't that mean like assassin machine? If my son was here, he could tell me. Spanish is pretty good. Upgrade? This is Upgrade? I hope I don't have this already. I may have. A lot of these sci-fi movies at Dollar Tree have very similar plots. I hope I don't have that. Let me ask you guys about this one. This is from a previous Dollar Tree haul, but it's an IFC film. Okay, so I'll say it again. It's an IFC film. So somewhere out there, Patrick, his ears are tingling, and he might tune in any minute now. Entrance. Anybody hear anything about this one? A trailer Q&A hosted by Ty West. It's directed by Dallas Holloman and Patrick Horvath. Okay. A psychological thriller about paranoia. Yeah, it kind of sounds like an IFC film. And I forgot to show this. I got this a little while ago. I think this was from Oldies. This was from Oldies. This was pretty cool. I might have shown. Did I show this in my stream with Nye? I think I meant to, but I don't think I did. Vintage Thrillers 6-pack. So each one has a separate film. We got Death Kiss, The Mysterious Mr. Wong, Fog Island, Bluebeard, Bowery at Midnight, and The Black Raven. You got The Black Raven with George Zuko and Glenn Strange, Mysterious Mr. Wong with Bela Lugosi, Fog Island with George Zuko and Lionel Atwill. A lot of these people were in Universal monster films. Death Kiss, directed by Bela Lugosi. Starring Bela Lugosi. Bluebeard with John Carradine, and Bowery at Midnight with Lugosi. Death Kiss. Not to be... Okay, this Death Kiss is obviously not to be confused with, I was reaching for it over here, with the Death Kiss that was like that starred that guy Robert Bronzi. He's got like a couple different names, but he goes by Robert Bronzi, and he looks like Charles Bronson, so they've capitalized on that. So they made a movie called Death Kiss, kind of remind you of Death Wish, and it was okay, but that obviously that's a recent film, and that is a classic vintage thriller. Poverty Row. Did I say classic? Okay, these are from Poverty Row. So these are usually short films. These are not like true classics. They're fun to watch, though. Fun to watch, I would say. Usually about an hour long. 72 minutes. Death Kiss. Also, it has Edward Sloan from... Bronski's awesome. Bronski, yeah. Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Hold on a minute. Mysterious Mr. Wong. You got like the fake, the guy that's trying to be like the fake Bronson. Then you had all the fake Bruce Lees back in the day. Remember, including one that was like Bronson Lee. So I thought it was funny. A while ago, I got. Let's see. Okay, this I got from Oldies. Okay, this was like originally like $70 at one point in time, believe it or not. Okay, so it was down to like less than 10. So it was a massive savings. But Cinema of Vengeance, it's a documentary. Jam-packed with action. It's got footage of. It's not just about Bruce Lee. It's about action films. It's got footage of Van Damme and Jackie Chan, Cynthia Rothrock, Sammo Hung, Jimmy Wang Yu. I don't know when it came out, but just I guess a documentary / clips of martial arts and action films. Then, speaking of Dollar Tree, I think I showed this tonight. I found this at Dollar Tree. It came like this. So it's shrink wrapped together. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Let me do it the right way. Like this, okay? So on one side, the real Bruce Lee collection, 5 movies. On the other side, Fists of Bruce Lee, 4 bonus movies. That's 9 movies. How many of these movies do you think actually starred Bruce Lee? Anybody? Anybody have a guess? Okay, IFC and Ty West, probably pretty decent. It looks pretty decent, Neil. It looks like that kind of movie you really have to be in the mood for. You know what I mean? You know. 2. Okay. The answer is 0. We have Bruce Lee, We Miss You, starring Bruce Lee, spelled L-I. Okay? Kenny said 1. I was hoping for 1, Kenny. I was hoping for like 1. Now, Bruce Lee, spelled L-I. We used to call him Bruce Lie when I was a kid because we didn't know how to pronounce his name. I think there was maybe a couple years where I allowed myself to think that was the actual Bruce Lee. I was watching Bruce Lee movies at 11 o'clock in the morning on Kung Fu Theater. And eventually they did show some actual Bruce Lee movies, but I think they were like usually more at night. But Bruce Lee, Bruce L-I, I thought, in hindsight, I think he was pretty good. Some of his movies were pretty good. Okay. But yeah, they totally capitalized on the death of Bruce Lee and, tried to come up with a lot of imitators. Then you got Edge of Fury, starring the fake Bruce Lee. If I knew his name in Chinese, I would say it. Fun fact, I believe he's in prison in China, the fake Bruce Lee. Yeah, I know he was sentenced to a number of years for who knows what. I don't know. But, and then Screaming Ninja with Jimmy Wang Yu. So nothing to do with Bruce Lee at all. And then we have an imaginative film biography. So they kind of made it up. About the life of the iconic martial artist Bruce Lee, played by Bruce Lee, the fake one, Bruce Lee, L-I. Okay. So those are 5. And then you got Rage of the Masters. Okay. Does not say who's in that one. I have no idea who's in it. Doesn't say. Oh, okay. First of all, the Fist of Bruce Lee. That's the main one. Has Bruce Lee, the fake one. But it also has Lo Lee. And I believe Lo Lee, if I'm thinking about the right guy, by this time, by the 70s, he was like 40-something. So he was already old. But way back even before that, he was like the original martial arts star in China, if it's the same guy. He by the 70s, he was like the villain a lot of times. And then you have Snake Crane Secret, starring Meng Fei. So nothing to do with Bruce Lee whatsoever. Then you have Breathing Fire, starring Jerry Trimble. So, we're not even in Asia now. Okay, so it's about Vietnam. We are in Asia. Okay. It's a Vietnam vet who takes on a life of crime. Jerry Trimble and Jonathan K. Kwan. Then you have Chinese Hercules. Okay, now this one, of course, stars Bolo Yeung. Okay, who was in Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee and, Bloodsport. So, but the main character is played by Fong Ye. So, no Bruce Lee connection at all. Not even a fake Bruce Lee. So one of these has the fake Bruce Lee, and the other one has. They're all fake, or 4 of them are fake Bruce Lee. Anyway, I thought that was funny. That's what you get. So, yeah, I just wanted to come on for a little bit, show everybody what I got. I thought it'd be a little more organic and fun than making another video, Dollar Tree haul. And that's about it. Anybody have any questions? Kenny was a huge Jeff Speakman fan. Yeah, I would love to get into some martial arts on the channel and talk about some of the unknown classics. Actually, I still have to do and what was Speakman's signature movie? I got the power. What the heck was that called? You know, the big one. Kill Baby Kill. Awesome, Neil. Enjoy that. Let us know how it is. What was the Jeff Speakman movie? Come on, guys. What was that? That was good. Perfect Weapon. Perfect Weapon. There you go, Kenny. Perfect Weapon. Yeah, that was a good one. I really don't know like what else he did. I know he showed up in some bit parts in some movies later. I know he was in some movie like about Atlantis, and it was pretty low budget and not good, but that was a little bit later. But Kenny, I'm always interested in who are some of the unsung heroes of martial arts movies. So I had a storytime video where I was trying to remember the names of, if you want to go back and find it, of two movies I watched years ago, right after I got my wisdom teeth out. I got 2 VHS tapes ahead of time, so I can just sit there and watch martial arts, while I was recuperating from getting my wisdom teeth out. And I couldn't remember the names of it. So on the stream, I looked them up, and they were 2 Thomas Ian Griffith movies. One was Excessive Force, which also has, one of these has Tony Todd. Yeah, this one has Lance Henriksen, Tony Todd, and Burt Young. And then the other one was Hollow Point, also with Donald Sutherland and Tia Carrere. So, I was a fan of both of these movies. I haven't seen them in years, but I like Thomas Ian Griffith. I think he's a good actor. Street Night. Okay, I remember the name Street Night, Bones, but I don't know if I saw it. Though. Yeah, I don't think I did. I think I missed that. But, and what did they say? They tried to make him, it's not on here. They really pushed him, Thomas Ian Griffith. They were like, they said things like, in the 70s, there was, Charles Bronson. In the 80s, there was Chuck Norris. In the 90s, there's Thomas Ian Griffith. And it was like, well, some of those other guys are still working in movies, so that's a little weird. But I thought he was good. I mean, this one is like more serious, and this one is like a comedy action. But yeah, I'm looking for. That was months ago. I still haven't watched these. I kind of want to watch them with my son, to be honest with you. Okay, Dudikoff back in the day, American Ninja. Yeah. That was good. Okay, yeah. And his partner in that, that guy passed away very early. He was in The Exterminator. He's very recognizable. Yeah, those were fun. I remember those. Those were fun. Mr. Bones is a fan of those. Yeah, Street Night. He's trying to keep 2 gangs from fighting. He beats the hell out of a guy with 2 giant wrenches. With 2 giant wrenches with his Kenpo. Okay, all right. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Actually, I think, Mr. Bones, you had a video like 9 years ago about your martial arts collection. I'm pretty sure I watched it, but YouTube always recommends that to me. It's pretty funny. The Best of the Best series is good. I remember I don't remember the second one very much. The first one I watched the crap out of. It was on cable all the time. And then the cool thing is, like Philip Ree, he was kind of in the background a little bit, but I think he was probably the most capable martial artist in the cast, I would guess. And then I know in the third one, he was like this, kind of like the star of it. The third one also had Christopher McDonald, actor, in it. Those were good. Sho Kosugi, yeah. I might make a story time video about Sho Kosugi. he actually kind of scared me when I was a kid. And I went back and looked at the year it came out. I was actually a little embarrassed because I was a little older than I thought I was. But the trailer for Pray for Death scared me a little bit. Kind of like the way they had those deep voiceovers back then. They were like, "You will pray for death." They said it like 10 times in 2 minutes. Sho Kosugi will make you pray for death. And then when I finally saw the movie, I was like, "Oh, this is fun." And there's even a scene where his son is on like a BMX bike, and the bad guys are trying to get him. And for about 10 minutes, it turns into like Home Alone with bumbling bad guys trying to kidnap his son, and his son is outwitting them. And it's like, it's like a comedy. But Sho Kosugi he was, really kind of a forgotten guy, really, except for people that know, really. But Van Damme was the villain in that one movie, Black Eagle. Sho Kosugi movies were big back then. And his son Kane, of course, is pretty good martial artist and film star. I don't really know what he's doing lately, but I think he should they should play up that angle a little more. Let's see, Van Damme in Black Eagle with Sho Kosugi. It's funny. It's supposed to be Sho's movie, and Van Damme is the bad guy, but he always seems to run from it every time they start to get in a fight. Right. I kind of remember that. I think I remember like Van Damme's in the water and he comes up real slow, and he's supposed to be like real badass. Kane is in the Tekken films. Okay, cool. I haven't seen those. I know there was some kind of a historical epic years ago with Sho Kosugi and John Rice Davies, who was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think a young Kane Kosugi may have been in that. I don't know, but yeah, definitely like to get into some martial arts discussions on the channel. It was such a golden era. Part 2 of Tekken. Was it the tree? Cool. I haven't seen that. So Tekken there's live action Tekken movies? And are they any good? I'd like to check those out. Oh, Ninja Assassin. Yeah, I think he was. In that. Yeah. Shit, I could check on Monday. I could check tomorrow. I get the posters up on my wall at work. Yeah, I think he was in that. Yeah. Okay. Live action, but you really like the first one. Yeah, you know what? I mean, if I get some good action, hey. Oh, yeah, all the ninja movies in the 80s. 100 overnight. Oh, $1 overnight rentals at Rite Aid. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. Dude, don't remember Rite Aid having movies. We were always like a CVS family. I mean, there were Rite Aids around here, but we usually went to CVS, not Rite Aid. I guess I missed out. But yeah, ninja movies. What was the one way back in the day? Oh gosh, what was that called? It had 5 in it. 70s. When HBO was new, this is one of the movies they had. They would have like 3 or 4 movies at a time and just play them on repeat. 5 deadly venoms. 5. Oh man, what was that called? But I remember my friend had HBO and I didn't, and I guess we couldn't figure out how to look in a TV guide or something. And we heard about it, and he came running up to my house one day, knocking on my door breathlessly. It's on. And we ran down to his house and watched it. What the heck was that called? Oh man, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to remember. Yeah, all those ninja movies back in the day, they were all fun. Yeah. Yeah, and then I used to have, man, I wish I still had them. We used to have dozens of VHS tapes from like the Asian grocery mart. You can rent VHS tapes, and sometimes they buy them, and they were taped. I mean, they taped tapes and then rented. And then like one went out of business, and they sold all their VHS tapes, so we bought like a whole crap load of them, and there were some really good movies on there. But we threw away. Unfortunately, we threw away most of our VHS tapes, including those, which is sad. Now I wish I kept them, but yeah, a lot of great movies back then. Right, you rent like 5 in a night on a Friday and Saturday. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 99 cents back then. That would have been awesome. Girl from Karate Kid 2 that played Daniel's girlfriend plays Jin. Okay, Jin's mother. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but I remember Karate Kid 2 I saw in the theater. Yep. Rentals at 7-Eleven? Man, I don't remember that either. And we had, there was a 7-Eleven. Riding my bike to 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee, that was like a thing when I was a kid. So I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember my local 7-Eleven ever having rentals. But that would have been cool. Definitely cool. Yeah. Yeah, I was a West Coast video guy. And there's a couple other stores around here. Then there was a TLA video, which was a Philadelphia branch. They opened one in Marlton. I actually worked there for a while. That's where I did most of my movie renting back in the day. Occasionally I would go to Blockbuster, but I tried not to for some reason. I don't know why. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna pretty much end the stream unless you guys have any other questions or anything. And we'll do this again. I'll pop up here and again. Like I said, I'm probably not going to get any. I'm going to try not to get any hauls for a while. I still have some Dollar Tree movies I just never showed though. So, and like I always say, like, even if I say like I got them yesterday, who would know? I mean, some of these Dollar Tree still has like movies they had 2 years ago. But I'll tell everybody if they're old. Don't worry about it. And I'll be back with some more reviews and Movies Unlimited. That's cool. I remember the name, but I don't remember going in one. Maybe I did. Turnersville. Oh, you in Turnersville. Okay. Turnersville. How about that? Yeah. Tamil and Tomita. Okay. Tamil and Tomita. Yeah, she was great. She was in the Man in the High Castle series. Yeah. I used to like her back in the day. Can't really remember the film, but she had some pretty good roles back in the day. So yeah, I love that series, Man in the High Castle. This was a Hamilton Books purchase a while ago. All right, guys. Awesome. And I'll check you guys later. Everyone have a good night.